Have you ever walked past a place and felt a sudden, unexplainable chill? A place that looks ordinary, but its history is stained with something dark. Today, we're going to a spot just like that, nestled in the heart of Johannesburg. Weimer Pan. For many, it's a place of leisure, a park with a serene lake. But for a terrifying period in the 1990s, this tranquil location became the epicenter of a citywide nightmare. This is the story of the man who turned public spaces into his personal hunting grounds, a man the press would call the Weimer Pan Killer. Between 1996 and 1997, a wave of brutal crime swept across Johannesburg. The attacks were varied and seemingly random. Men and women were targeted, often in couples. Some were robbed, others were assaulted, and tragically, many were murdered. The methods were inconsistent. Some victims were bludgeoned with rocks, others strangled, and some were shot. The sheer chaos of the crime scenes led police to a daunting conclusion. They weren't just hunting one killer, but a whole gang of them operating across the city. This theory, however, would soon be shattered, revealing a far more horrifying truth. The detectives working the cases were baffled. They had multiple crime scenes, different victim profiles, and various methods of killing. It felt like trying to solve dozens of different puzzles at once. But as they gathered more evidence, a faint, terrifying thread began to connect the dots. The attacks weren't random acts by a gang. They were the work of one man. A man who changed his tactics, his locations, and his motives with chilling precision, making him almost impossible to profile. He was a phantom, moving through the city, leaving a trail of devastation that seemed to have no rhyme or reason. This phantom had a name: Cedric Maka. By day, he was just another face in the crowd. He worked as a tailor and a handyman, a seemingly ordinary man trying to make a living. No one would have suspected that the person fixing their plumbing or mending their clothes was leading a monstrous double life. But when night fell, Maka transformed. He wasn't just one killer, he was many. He adopted different personas to fit his crimes. Sometimes he was the Weimer Pan Killer, stalking couples by the lakeside. Other times, he was the Hammer Killer, using brutal force in robberies. He was a chameleon of crime, blending into the background until it was time to strike. His reign of terror spanned 27 confirmed murders and numerous other assaults and robberies. His motive was often financial. He would steal anything of value, cash, jewelry, even household appliances, and sell them at local pawn shops. But robbery wasn't his only driver. The sheer brutality and frequency of his attacks pointed to something far more